Hey folks, thanks for joining me once again for yet another episode of SwillinGrog's wonderful world of beer. And today we're having a look at a new brew on the Australian market, Cooper's Australian Lager, which comes in at 4.2% alcohol by volume in this 375ml teal can. Now, I was intrigued to see this turn up on the market here. I think in the past Coopers have attempted a few different types of lager. I remember reviewing Cooper's Lager of sorts on the channel very early on. Obviously that variant has been discontinued for some time, but they've put this one out. There's a bit of blurb on the back of the can. It says, Cooper's Australian Lager, with a golden hue originating from our own lager malt. This easy-drinking Australian lager abounds with stone fruit and tropical aromas arising from choice New World hops. A slow fermentation using traditional lager yeast creates subtle floral notes on the palate, leading to a refreshingly crisp and balanced finish. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully it's not too much on the hoppy side, which these New World lagers tend to be. So let's crack open this can. Had it for a few days now, so it's nicely chilled, and I'll pour it out into the Rastal beer glass. Give it a good aggressive pour. Okay, so it's quite an active beer. A lot of head there. Slightly off-white head. Yeah, very clear golden colour, reasonably effervescent. Let's move on to the aroma. Not getting a terrible lot in the aroma, actually. A slight sort of fruitiness, but it's very muted. Yeah. Alright, well we've talked about the appearance and the aroma of this one, so time for the taste test, I guess. Cheers to you all. Alright, well, up front, yeah, there's a bit of bready malt. Yeah, there is a bit of a slight sort of stone fruit taste that lingers in the palate. I wouldn't call it overly bitter though. Yeah, very, very subtle. Mostly this is it tastes very thin. You know, it says it's 4.2% ABV, but you know, it almost tastes to me like a low ABV or no ABV beer. Yeah, it's just so watered down. There's no sort of boldness to it at all. Yeah, very bland. Yeah, not getting a lot from this one really. It's fairly inoffensive flavour-wise. Yeah, the body's definitely on the light side. Yeah, but overall it's very thin, very bland, and that sort of residual taste that lingers in the palate. Yeah, it's not very pleasant. Yeah, I don't have much good to say about this one. It's quite disappointing, in fact. Yeah, the price point. Yeah, I think I paid the best part of $5 for this single can, which is quite absurd. And I imagine that, yeah, they're probably going to charge a premium for a case of these. But, you know, that's always the way. here, unfortunately. We pay far too much for alcohol just in general. But look, even in terms of Australian lagers, Australian macro lagers and craft lagers for that matter, there are much better options out there. Yeah, I don't really see this one lasting. There's just nothing sort of distinctive about it, nothing that sets it apart, you know, that makes it stand out from the pack. Very boring. All right, well, let's have one final gulp of this and give it a score out of 10. All right, well, all in all, not the worst beer that I've had. But look, I was expecting a little bit more from this. I mean, something that's, you know, branding itself as an Australian, you know, Cooper's Australian lager. I mean, you know, some of their beers, you know, have quite a following, but this one's a disappointment. They could have done better. Yeah, could have given it a higher ABV, made it a bit bolder. Yeah, not something I'd really want to drink again, and certainly not something I'd ever want to session. Yeah, so it's definitely a miss for me. So I'd probably give this a 4 out of 10. Yeah, not a very good score at all. Not one I could recommend. Anyway, that's it for me, folks. I'm just going to drink down the rest of this, and I'll see you all in the next review. But until then, fare thee well, all.